Are you on the fence about selling your home this year in 2022? So this episode is about the 3 reasons to sell your home this year. So stay right there. Welcome back. My name is Dale Corpus. I'm a realtor in the Tri-Valley area in the East Bay of the San Francisco Bay Area, and I post videos every Friday about all things real estate. In this video, we're going to talk about 3 reasons why I think selling your home in the San Francisco Bay Area in 22 makes a lot of sense. Before we dive into these 3 reasons, it may make sense for you to sell your house in 2022. I want to talk about a few ideas or questions people typically have when we discuss the idea of selling their house. So number 1, what if prices continue going up? I think there's always that possibility. I think it's impossible to time the market, but that's a legitimate consideration or factor, especially for people who are looking to get the most amount of money for their house. So if you're thinking of trying to time the market, I'm sorry, I can't answer what's going to happen in the future. I think long term, we're talking about long-term picture, maybe 5 to 10 years from now, of course, but what's going to happen next year or 2 years from now, I really don't know. So the information we're talking about here today is going to be relevant to the facts and where we're at. Number 2 is the idea of, if I sell my house, then where am I gonna go? Where am I gonna buy? If I sell in this market, I'm also buying in this market. So I do think this video is relevant to you in this situation, but at the same time, you may not find these arguments or reasons as compelling to sell your house. And I completely understand. Don't mistake this video for some kind of sales pitch that you should sell your house. These are just some reasons that some people may consider selling their house. So if you find yourself looking to buy in this market, I think that's a completely different conversation. And I think there are reasons to do so. You're essentially trading money from your sale into the next purchase. So you're almost buying if you take the equity out of your house at the prices back when you purchased your other house. So as long as you roll that equity, and it's actually just trading money around. You're not really getting a great deal at this point in the market, but you're selling your house at a great price. So you're essentially just moving that equity into the next one. But you could also take that money out and have a larger loan and put that money to use in other ways. Number 3, and this is the last point I wanted to touch on here before we dive into the 3 reasons that it may make sense for you to sell your home this year. It's that some people are landlords right now and they want to continue being landlords. So if that's you, this video is definitely not for you. You can probably just jump off now. If you're watching this video and you're thinking about becoming a landlord, you may want to watch this video. It's not necessarily a reason to rent out your house or not rent out your house. Again, that's not what I'm talking about in this video. So if you're looking for that, probably not the video for you. But if you are thinking about maybe jumping out of being a landlord, you're tired of it, these points may make sense for you. If you are somebody who finds yourself considering getting out of property management or being a landlord, this video may be applicable to you, and you may also find some value here if you are considering whether you want to rent out or not. All right, without further ado, let's jump into the 3 reasons I think it may make sense here to sell your house in 2022. So number 1, prices are at an all-time high, and I can't stress this enough. I think when you're thinking about an investment and selling, you want to time it as best as you can. And I mentioned earlier, it's impossible to time the market, but newsflash, highest prices we've ever had. So if you're ever trying to find the best high we've had so far, well, you've got it. We're at an all-time high for prices. And I think for some people that are considering buying this in the same market, it's complicated, but if you're relocating or downsizing, I think the decisions are a lot easier. You're selling at a premium price and you're moving to a different market and hopefully not quite as competitive, or the prices aren't as high as they are here, as we are becoming quickly one of the highest priced real estate markets in the whole country. And I think if you are also considering paying off debt or relocating some of your resources, you know, what happens is you own your own home and there's equity in your house, it's trapped. So you can pull that money out by refinancing and getting cash out of your house. You can also sell your house and get the cash out. So if you're somebody who's maybe in some debt, or you're wanting to reallocate that money and you don't want to increase your debt obligations, now again, investors may have different strategies and want to take out the money and put it into another property. And again, we're just talking about normal everyday homeowner here. It makes sense in some situations. If maybe you got yourself into some trouble over the last year and a half, maybe you're having a hard time with your payments or you deferred payments, things like that, this may be your chance to get out from underneath some of that debt. And if you have some other consumer debt, maybe pay that debt off as well. Number 2, there are not enough houses for all the buyers. If you're somebody thinking about selling in 2022, you're in a competitive market. That means that people are lining up outside the door to see your house. And because there aren't enough houses for all the buyers, that means they're competing over your house. And that ultimately continues to drive the prices up. And that's why we're at an all-time record high for prices, and why there are still upward pressure on prices. So if you were to sell your house in the next few months, you'll most likely see that you are benefiting from that competition in the past and continuing to benefit from it in the present. Most likely, what the competition means is that you end up getting to choose from a pool of offers and buyers versus whichever buyer walks through the door. And that leads us to my third and final point for this video, is that when you sell in this market, you are selling on your terms. You are selling in what we call a seller's market. And that means, as a seller, that you are not only choosing the offer that has the highest and best price, but you get to participate in dictating the terms of that offer. And so when buyers are competing for your house, they are doing everything they can in their power to make their offer as appealing to you as possible. So as a seller, you are not only getting record high prices, but because of that competition that we talked about, you're able to maybe have an offer that gives you a month or 2 stay in your house after closing. Maybe they will remove contingencies in their contract that would normally keep and protect their earnest money deposit. And a lot of buyers right now are removing things like financing contingency, inspection contingency, appraisal contingency, and in a lot of cases they are making their earnest money or their good faith deposit non-refundable, and in a lot of cases a lot larger than normal amounts. So as a seller, you're not only getting that record high price, but these offers are pretty much whatever you want them to be. And buyers are attempting as best they can to get you to choose them. So they're doing everything they can. And I think that as a seller, you're able to, right now, and specifically in the San Francisco Bay Area, capitalize on the best combination of price, best combination of terms, and best combination of contingencies when reviewing offers. Thanks so much for watching this video where we talk about 3 reasons it might make sense to sell your house in 2022. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. You may also want to check out my past video on the pros and cons of a pre-listing home inspection. The link to that video is on the top corner of this screen. Again, I'm Dale Corpus from eXp Realty in San Ramon, California, and I help buyers and sellers throughout the Bay Area and Tri-Valley, and I'll see you on my next video.